Hey everybody, it's English with Malcolm. Love is free. So today we're talking about some phrases that we can use for communicating our issues. What does this mean? We're going to be talking about phrases we can use to talk about the problems that we have, talk about problems and issues that we need to deal with, and more. So these phrases are: one, to deal with something; two, to work something out; three, to sort something out; and lastly, four, to figure something out. All of these phrases are related, they're kind of interchangeable. So let's go ahead and start talking about the differences and the similarities. Number one, to deal with something. What does it mean to deal with something? Firstly, there are two contexts. Context one means if you're dealing with something, you're coping with it or you're ignoring it. To cope means to attempt to overcome problems or simply to get used to something. If you're coping with something, it just means you're getting used to it. It's a problem, but you're just kind of ignoring it. You're kind of letting it happen. Maybe it's not that big a problem, so it can just happen. It's kind of annoying, right? Also means having an issue that you cannot solve, but you can still manage it yourself. You can still deal with it, dealing with an inconvenience. So here's some examples. Let's read these. My babies cry every night before I fall asleep. It can be hard to deal with sometimes. I don't know about you, but I used to dislike babies. I used to not like babies, okay? Because babies cry, babies make noise. And if you have a baby, that's something that you just have to deal with. Because again, babies are going to cry. Babies are going to make noise because they can't take care of themselves, right? I have to deal with a hectic schedule in my life. My schedule is very busy, it's very hectic. I have a family, I have a job, I have hobbies, I volunteer somewhere in the city. I have a very hectic schedule. I have to deal with it. I like being busy, so I have to deal with it. Last example, I don't know how to fix my car's noisy engine, so I just have to deal with it. Oh well, just have to deal with it. My car's loud. So that's the first context. You're coping with something, you're kind of ignoring the problem. The second context, the second meaning, so you actually are solving the issue now. So we're not just ignoring it, we're solving it. I dealt with the issue. You don't have to worry about it anymore. The issue has been solved. You don't have to deal with it anymore. I dealt with it. At work, my job is to deal with all of the repairs that need to be done. So I have to solve all of these problems that are present with all these machines. Lastly, I'm having an issue with my room's toilet. Can you please send someone to deal with this? So maybe the toilet's broken, maybe the toilet's clogged, maybe you're staying in a hotel room, you go into the bathroom, the toilet is really dirty. Hey, that's a problem that they have to deal with. All right, so what's next? We have to work something out. We're going to go a little bit faster now, so please try to follow me. To work something out also has two contexts. The first one is to create and execute a solution to your problem. So to create and use a solution, actually perform a solution to your problem. We didn't have any money to pay our waiter, but we worked it out with them. We agreed to pay the waiter tomorrow. So they worked it out with the waiter. They worked it out with their server. Maybe they're regulars at the restaurant. Maybe they go to the restaurant very often. So they know the server personally. And they worked it out. They worked it out. They made a solution to the problem. Please work out a solution to our problem by tomorrow. So you can say work out a solution or work a solution out, work this problem out, work out a problem. Kind of the same thing, you're just moving the words around. Work out, work this out, work that out. Same thing. Next context for this can mean to make a deal or negotiate with someone in order to come to an agreement. So think about this example up here. They have to work it out with their server. Maybe at first the waiter was like, I don't want to wait till tomorrow. Can you come back today? But then after working it out, after talking about it and negotiating, they said, okay, just come back tomorrow. I trust you. You can check out this example. Oh, hi. I remember that I still owe you money for buying me lunch yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't have any money right now. How can I repay you? They say, it's okay. It's okay. We'll work it out next week. Don't worry about it. We'll work it out next week. Okay, so what is next? Next, we have to sort something out. So this really has the same meaning and usage as to work something out, but it's just a different phrase. So here's how we can use this a little differently. For example, my job is to sort out my company's problems. My job is to sort out the invoices and taxes of my company. So specifically, to sort something basically means to organize it. To sort can also just mean to organize things, right? So for example, if I have a very messy house, a very messy room, I can hire someone to sort it all out. I can hire someone to put all my books in the right place, clean my carpet, do all my laundry. I don't know. I can even hire someone to take care of my kids. Maybe my kids are really messy and I want them to teach them how to be clean. We'll skip to the last example here. My friend and I need to sort out our problems. We need to sort our problems out. So again, you can kind of move the words around here. Sort out our problems. Sort our problems out. Hope that makes sense. Just practice this. I want you to practice by writing your own examples. So follow along with me, write your own examples. And I want you to use these in real conversations, speak to yourself. Just get used to using these phrases, okay? Let's go next. Okay, so lastly, we have to figure something out. This can have the same meaning and usage as to work something out. But when you figure something out, you are working or thinking to find the solution to a problem. And you're doing this by learning about it. When you're figuring something out, you're learning about the problem, you're learning about the issue, and you're trying to find a solution. You're trying to find out what to do. So to context again, let's move a little quickly. So the first is to solve a problem. Today, I'll figure out how to fix my fridge. I watched a YouTube video on how to fix it. That's how I figured out how to fix it. I watched a video. I learned. Second example, I have no idea who that guy is. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out who he is. I'll learn who he is. I have no idea who he is. He's new to the neighborhood. I'll figure out who he is. Second context is to find the solution. I heard that John is struggling to get out of bed these days. I hope that he figures it out. What is it? It is John's issue. Whatever John is dealing with. Maybe it's a mental issue. Maybe he's sad lately. Maybe something happened. Maybe he lost something. Maybe he lost somebody. Kind of sad, right? So I hope that he figures it out. I hope that he figures himself out. I know how it feels to be upset. No matter where you live in the world, when you're in your 20s, you are trying to figure out your life. You're trying to figure your life out. Ask me. Ask anybody, honestly. Anybody who is like 21 and up, just ask them, hey, you're trying to figure this stuff out, right? I guarantee you they're going to say, yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. Here are just some things that you can do to practice. Again, I want you to make sure you write your own examples. It's not enough to just sit here and listen to me talk. You also need to listen to yourself talk. Speak to yourself, write down your own examples, and I guarantee you will have an easier time to remember all this. So what did you figure out recently? For me, I figured out how to make fried rice almost perfectly. I've been cooking my whole life, honestly, since I was like a kid. But only recently I've really started to watch videos and learn new techniques. So I'm figuring out how to be a better chef. And how did you deal with an issue this week? How'd you deal with an issue? I'm always dealing with issues, whether they are personal issues or trying to help my friends with their issues. This week I just figured out how to be busier. I figured out how to use my time more effectively. And I figured out how to deal with my own mind. Sometimes I wake up, I'm not in a good mood. So I learned how to just deal with that. I learned how to say, okay, well, I'm not happy today, but I'm still going to do my work, you know? I'm still going to put a smile on my face and get out of bed and talk to people, right? Alrighty, so that's all I have for you today. Really, really, really good luck studying, and really, really, really make sure you practice. Write your own examples. I think writing is the best way to learn. All right, English from Malcolm. Love is free. Good luck.